So I wanted to talk to y'all today about the Hyperborean Orphic Alchemy and the 12 Masters of ILU. Specifically with the means to transmit a deep elaboration on the very heart and soul of these solar sciences. Because although it is known to few, it is the very source and force that creates worlds, that determines the state of the world, right? And it is a lost science. It is the lost magic of creation. And so, yeah, over the past few years, I've been having these divine revelations that have been key factors to my deepest soul awakening. And so, you guys know, I'm always talking about the sacred solar sciences of eternity, you know, the Hyperborean Orphic Alchemy. But what does this really mean, right? So for every age, for every cycle, there is an alchemy that is at play. And in the age of Pisces, we were undergoing the Alchemics of Hegel. And Hegel is the fusion of the two who are really one. I see this to be an internal alchemy that took place in that specific age. It was refusing the two primal currents of creation within us to resurrect as total man or total woman. We see these divine solar alchemics within the predecessors who marched in this battle before us, with the usage of the two Sig runes. And Sig is representative for the lightning force of the Aryan, right? It's representative for these primal forces of creation, a divine feminine, the divine masculine. And fusing these two creates Odal. Odal is Christos. Odal is the lost magic. Odal is ether. Odal is Vril, right? And so, yeah, it's really profound to just witness the profundity of this runic symbolism that is truly the lost language of the giants. You know, and these mysteries can only be penetrated for the one whom has the eye to see, for the one whom seeks, who heeds the call within their blood memory. The coding is irrefutable, right? It's just due to the fact that we lost that access to the feminine stream. Unfortunately, many walkers on the path can only see things exoterically. They can only see things rationally. They can only see things through the template of the wounded king. And the wounded king is the masculine without the influence of his divine feminine, right? And this is why there is even such thing as, you know, the wounded king in all ancient legends of times past. It's again revealing the deeper threads of this solar mystery. And so it is through my own theosophy, through my own experience in my Aryan awakening, that I see the age of Pisces to be the Alchemics of Hegel, which is the refusion of the divine feminine and divine masculine forces within us, right? This is to resurrect the God self, right? And the Alchemics in the age of Pisces, right? The Hegel Alchemics in the age of Pisces initiates us into the Alchemics in the age of Aquarius. Hegel runically looks like an H. H is the symbol for Pisces. If you look at the symbol that represents Pisces, it's no coincidence that it is a Hegel rune. The Swaterman alchemy that we talk about, that plasma scientists have, studied and seeing that it was this symbol that was found all over the world in times past that revealed that these ancients were bearing witness to a solar alchemy that revealed itself in the skies, right? And so, yeah, it's all runic. It's all the lost language of the giants is runic. And so we have to dissect, we have to analyze what these runes actually symbolize. And so when we look at Hegel, it is, broken down, it is the fusion of the man rune and the Ur rune. And this, again, is representative of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And so this creates Hegel. This creates solar man. This creates solar woman. This leads us into the Alchemics of the Age of Aquarius, which is the Venus rune, right? The infinite signature. This is the eternal code of creation. So Hegel plus Hegel equals Venus. Venus is the infinite signature. It is the eternal code of the immortals. It is the Alchemics in the Age of Aquarius. And the Age of Aquarius is what I see to be the reunification of he, she, right, of Ella physically, right? This is the solar king and the priestess of eternity merging to create that lost divinity, right? Again, the solar sciences of eternity is an Orphic love story, right? And this is the very heart, this is the very soul of the Hyperborean solar sciences. So the 12 masters of ILU is what I really want to touch base on, because the 12 masters of ILU reveal the deepest layer of this polar solar mystery. This is why the black sun symbol really is the mother of this runic science. It is the mother of the solar sciences of eternity, because it reveals the profundity of this Orphic love story, right? Because the 12 are the 12 archetypes of the zodiac. As I always say, this is astrological and mythological. If we fuse the two, it really reveals the deepest layers of this black sun mythos. Furthermore, when we take the 12 sigs, the 12 masters of ILU, the 12 rays of creation that are the he and she of this Orphic mystery, we find the divine pair. And we find this because we recognize that in the zodiacal sciences, there are 6 masculine signs and 6 feminine signs. And in looking deeper into this, we see a code reveal itself. We see the Orphic code reveal itself through the correspondence of these star signatures. The correspondence reveals itself through a shared planetary body. And so, for instance, a Pisces is the feminine face of Jupiter, whereas the Sagittarius is the masculine face of Jupiter. Therein reveals an Orphic pair. So the Hyperborean Orphic alchemy is determined through one's soul sign, right? Because we are working with and through a solar science, right? That is the very essence of the Aryan as solar beings of eternity. And so, this is my own, you can call it a theory, but it just makes diamond sense to me that the Orphic pair would be the pair that shares a planetary home. When looking into the star sciences and breaking it down energetically, we see that there are 6 feminine and 6 masculine stars. There's a feminine face and a masculine face of each planetary body. So therefore, that reveals the Orphic pairing. That reveals the Orphic coding of Hyperborea. That reveals the he-she of eternity. We see this coding in the Aria Mound in Ireland. We see this coding through the yin-yang. We see this coding through the Vesica Piscis. We see this coding through the infinite signature, right? It's always been there, revealing itself for those of us who have the eye to see. And, due to my own experience, I was able to break down these solar sciences in a way that just make crystal clear sense to me, right? The Orphic alchemy is the fusion of the two who are really one. And the two who are really one are the star pair who share a planetary home. Their union is the divine alchemy that restores the lost totality, right? That restores the lost magic. that restores Vril, that restores Odal, that restores Christos, right? It is the unification between the polar king and the solar queen. The 12-spoked wheel, the runic symbol of the black sun, is representative of the 12 masters of ILU, the 6 feminine and 6 masculine archetypes of the zodiac. Remember, this is astrological and mythological. And that is why my truest embodiment came through remembering that Thea is my original template. She is Lady of the Ether. She is beloved of Hyperion, the High Watcher, right? Who is a solar hero. And, this Orphic alchemy is found within that Titan story. And again, this is sourced through the language of the giants that is all runic. And so it's runic, it's astrological, it's mythological. And in looking at it through a higher lens, right, through that eagle perspective, we recognize how it all connects. This is blood memory. This is the possession of the archetype. This is the reintegration, the resurgence of our lost memory, of the lost totality, that which is an Orphic divinity. In truth, in the highest sense, the ideal is the Orphic pairing. And this can only be found with the reunification of the 2-star archetypes that share a planetary home. And so, this is the Alchemics of the age of Aquarius. This is the infinite signature. This is the rune of Venus. This is the ideal. This is that in which we rise for, that in which we fight for. This is the reunification of the two who are really one, right? We as Aryans are solar beings. We come from a twin sun. We come from the ultimate androgyne. And so, just remember that there are specific alchemics that work in every age. And the alchemics in the age of Pisces was Hegel, right? And it's so interesting because this is how affirmative. Just strolling down the beach to find this, right? Hegel. Another day walking through the park to find this, right? Hegel. We also know what that means broken down, HH88, right? Again, we find that the Orphic alchemics. We find the solar sciences of Arya. So Hegel plus Hegel equals the infinite signature, the Venus rune, the alchemics of Aquarius, the marriage of the two who are really one, right? The alchemy of Pisces is what initiates us in to the Venus alchemy, right? Like, look at that. Come on, you guys. You can't deny these affirmative signs. You just can't. Just remember, right, like the magic, the intelligence of the Orphic mystery. And it is a Hyperborean divinity. It is central to the polar solar mythos. And this is what I rise for. Like, this is my mission and matter, is to gift y'all with the grail keys of eternity to activate your highest, your purest remembering. And I should say that the black sun is not the mother of all runes. It's the androgyne of all runes, because it is to represent the twin sun, right? The two whom are really one, the progenitor of all Hyperboreans. I'd like to draw your attention to a day in August that happened 7 years ago today. In a profound display of a celestial message that was sent to the Holy Family through an immaculate coding that I feel to be a signal that revealed a mysterious key in regards to our Aryan destiny, that which is a solar victory. The event to which I speak is of the crop circle that appeared in the UK on what we know as the day of the Lion's Gate portal, on 8/8/2015. 2015 being an 8-year, revealing a 888, therefore a highly charged day coded with the energetics of the infinite signature, that which is the eternal code of the immortals. This auspicious sign is truly unforgettable for us walkers of dawn who deeply feel the pangs of this dying age, as the black sun is representative of all everything, of the living legend that moves us through a blood memory that we can never abandon upon awakening to it. The runic emblem for the Hyperborean mythos is the black sun, the ultimate androgyne, the twin sun, the progenitor of all Hyperboreans. This runic code embodies the heart and soul of our living legend. As I've expressed, it profoundly reveals to us the very nature of the solar sciences of eternity. The 12 Sig runes are the 12 masters of ILU, the 12 twin rays of creation, the 12 zodiacal archetypes whom appear in legends many times over, from the Knights of the Grail, the 12 Norse gods, the 12 masters of the Rose Garden, the 12 Olympians, and to the mythos where I mine my most ancient memories theosophically through the 12 titans of Uranus and Gaia. I intuit these 12 masters reveal the Orphic code astrologically through the zodiacal tapestry that are the 12 extended rays of the ILU solar body of all everything, with 6 masculine rays and 6 feminine rays. The Orphic pair is found through their shared planetary home, as each wandering star that rules the zodiacal archetypes house one masculine and one feminine aspect. Through this Orphic pairing, we find the two whom are really one, whose love is initiatic, polar, solar, beyond the love that is all too human. This love is an alchemy that is the very core of the solar sciences of eternity. All else is Maya, illusion. This crop circle that appeared on 888 is a transmission of this truth that croons from the other side. An extraordinary claim, and yet, from my perspective, the only way for the Aryan to see is through a lens of Theosophy, as the entirety of the Aryan's mission is founded in the reclamation of their divine memory through a solar alchemy. Therefore, this suggests we remember the solar gods that we were before the deluge, before the flood that decimated all everything. This is the very mission intimately linked to the Sona mission, the solar heroes trapped in matter. And may we all awaken to our solar nobility that is sourced in the archives of our most ancient memory. I'd also like to point out that in this crop circle, you can see 4 circles that are placed around the ring of the solar wheel. And this detail pays to highlight as the 4 symbolizes the 4 islands of Thule, the 4 elementals of the zodiac, the astral swastika that circles the pole star, the 4 masters in the 3 astral crosses of astrology, which, again, reveal the language of the solar sciences because where each zodiacal archetype has a twin, they also have an opposite. And this star correspondence reveals the master crosses of astrology that reveal the Orphic pairing. And the 4 is also Hegel. It's the balancing of the 2 poles, the 2 hemispheres in the brain, the 2 kundalini currents that run up and down the Yggdrasil, the spinal column of the Asen, the man rune and the Ur rune, the marriage of the divine masculine and divine feminine, the 2 whom are really one. And the gem in the Alchemics of Hegel is the resurrection of the 5th, which really is the 1st, the heart, the cosmic soul, the core, the eye of Odal, the primordial point of all everything, the ILU god of eternity. The Alchemics of Hegel is the initiator into the Alchemics of Veneris, the infinite signature, the eternal code of the immortals. So in this transmission, we can see why 4, 55, 12, and 88 are intimately connected within the divine coding of the Hyperborean solar sciences. And as we know, HH is 88, representative of total man and total woman, victory of the Aryan. And this is why Hegel plus Hegel, total man plus total woman, equals Veneris, symbolic for the resurrection of a god, as it signifies the Orphic pair, the Hyperborean he, the Hyperborean she, who searched for each other round after round, cycle after cycle, on a journey that began at the Orphic partition, the very fall from grace, on a noble mission through a solar alchemy to give God a face, united and separated forever. So much to mine from just one transmission. And these revelations are the source of my own Theosophy, which is one's intimate connection to divinity. Theo is God. Sophie is knowledge. This is why the ultimate God knowledge is in knowing that the kingdom of heaven is truly within you. All else is distractive doctrine deterring you from this supreme truth and externalizing God and divinity, which really is all in you. And for the Aryan, there is no greater religion than this eternal truth.